Today, I'm here with Tracy Jiang, Bitrefill's customer ambassador for China. Tracy, thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time to answer my questions. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for interviewing me. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. Let's get started. Tracy, does the average Chinese person know about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, or is it still like a real niche interest?
That's a great question. I think because China is so big, so the people's level of knowledge is very different between the countrysides versus the people living in the cities and so on. I would say for people living in cities and with a general like a good level of education, most of them have heard about Bitcoin. But they have only heard about the word. If you ask them what is Bitcoin, very, very few people can actually explain to you what Bitcoin is, but they have heard about the word. And I have asked like friends and family before about Bitcoin. I think the most thing they mentioned to me is it's so risky, it's a virtual currency, it's intangible, and it's so volatile. But they can't really explain what it is, but they have some sort of idea to know that they know it's a virtual asset.
Okay, thank you. Does the average Chinese person that's into Bitcoin know that mining is such a big deal in China?
Actually, I don't think so. So mining is about, the miners in China controls about 60% of the hash power in the Bitcoin network. It's very significant for the Bitcoin network. However, I don't think an average person in China knows about this. So first, they don't really know about what Bitcoin is. So they have even few knowledge about mining. So they don't know the significance of Chinese miners to the network, no.
What about the average person that's into Bitcoin, that's a Bitcoiner that's in China? Do they know about the mining industry, or are they kind of oblivious to it?
They know about the mining industry, and I would say, but they probably won't really know about the significance of the Chinese mining industry to the whole network.
Okay.
And also, I think we'll discuss this later, but I feel that for a normal like a Bitcoin holder in China or Bitcoin trader, they are more focused on the like getting rich quickly rather than they learn lots of like knowledge about Bitcoin, about the philosophy, about the technology behind it, and so on.
Okay. 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 Well, that's actually a great segue into my next question. Is Bitcoin more popular, or are altcoins more popular in China?
Yeah, that is a very great question. I think Bitcoin, in terms of the name, it is more popular, it's more famous. But in terms of, I think, in terms of the holdings, like the percentage of people holding Bitcoin versus altcoins, I think actually like lots of the crypto people in China, they hold lots of DeFi and altcoins. Maybe, how do I put this? I'm living in the UK, and maybe I'm surrounded by lots of Bitcoin maximalists, both like in real life and virtually. So my view could be a lot biased, but I feel like in the Western world, there's a lot more Bitcoin maximalists, whereas in China, there are Bitcoin maximalists. There are people that really understand Bitcoin, but that's very, very few. Like the vast majority of people who are buying Bitcoin, who are trading Bitcoin, they only want to get rich. and also lots of like top Chinese crypto influencers, they share lots of DeFi and altcoins as well. Like before, like with the Yuan finance, like Chainlink and so on. And the average crypto person in China, they want to find a coin that can go up 100 times, 1,000 times in a short period of time. Yeah, so they do hold Bitcoin. They do trade Bitcoin. Actually, when they trade Bitcoin, they use lots of leverage as well. They sometimes like up to 100%, 100 times leverage because they want to get rich quick.
Wow.
But many times it's like the result is opposite.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. How do Chinese Bitcoiners feel about the Chinese central bank cryptocurrency, the crypto yuan that's coming out soon?
Yeah, so with the central bank digital currencies, China has started the research for this since 2014. And from the beginning of this year and last year, they have ramped up the testing towards launching the CBDC. And actually last month, they have done a large scale test in Shenzhen in China. The government sent out around like $30 worth of CBDC each person to about 50,000 people who have won the prize draw to promote the CBDC. And the people who got the free money, they can spend in designated retail shops. And also like a Chinese official, like a very top Chinese official said China might be the first one to launch CBDC among the whole world. And that was like last month as well. So China is very close to launch it. And how does that affect Bitcoin? I think there are twofold. The first one is it is bullish for Bitcoin in a way that CBDC is a currency that's on the blockchain network. And when this is launched, people will know more about the blockchain network. They will know more about a digital wallet. They will get used to the idea of a currency that's running on a blockchain. So later, like if you tell them that Bitcoin is actually the first of the money that's using this technology, they will be more receptive to this. So in this way, it is more bullish. But on the other hand, if you think about why governments launch CBDCs, I think it's about censorship and control. So currently, like in China, lots of people, when they sell cryptos, their bank accounts get frozen by the government and so on. With the CBDC, it's only going to get worse because the government will have a better view of what each person is doing. It's easier to control the people. So in that way, it's bad. Yeah, and also the CBDC, like because it's programmable money, right? And there's lots of capital flow restrictions in China. Like currently, people can only transfer up to 50,000 US dollar per person per year to overseas. But currently there could be some like loopholes. People can get their friends and family to send the money for them and so on. But with CBDC, it will be more difficult because the government can write a program to stop this. So in a way, it's promoting Bitcoin, it's promoting the technology, which could be beneficial for Bitcoin. But on the other hand, the more control and more censorship that could be detrimental to the growth of Bitcoin in China.
Thank you for the excellent answer. Right now, what is the Chinese government's stance towards Bitcoin and crypto? I know they had bans in place in the past. Have they removed those or?
Yeah, I think Bitcoin is a gray area in China. So first, I think in terms of regulation, it has many different layers. So if you hold Bitcoin in China, that is legal. And in fact, the Supreme Court in China have recognized Bitcoin as a digital asset via a few like court cases. So holding it is fine, but trading it is, if you trade crypto to crypto, that's also fine. But if you trade crypto to fiat, the person who sell the crypto to get fiat is in a sort of very, very gray area because it is subject to anti-money laundering laws and tax laws. And when people sell crypto in China, I doubt many of them actually pay taxes on it. And also, like, because in China, all the crypto exchanges are banned. So you have to use a VPN to access all the crypto exchanges. So this in itself is against the law. So it is a very gray area, I would say. But in terms of the in terms of the on the recently someone sent me a video that actually on the CCTV, which is Central Government Television Channel, like CCTV2, on the news, it actually said, oh, Bitcoin price has increased and blah, blah. That's like only a week ago. Yeah, it's like they said it's the best performing asset. It's even like better than gold and so on. So in this way, it's good. But still, like trading Bitcoin is a very gray area.
Is that announcement like have they ever announced about Bitcoin, or was that like a first time announcement on state TV?
I think they have announced it before, but this is in this bull run. It's the first time they sort of recognize like it's going towards the moon.
Okay. My next question is, what impact does the Great Firewall have on Bitcoin and cryptos in general in China?
Yeah, I think it has a huge impact in China. So for those who don't know, that China has a Great Firewall, which means that you can't use the normal websites that you use in the Western world, for example, YouTube, Google, Gmail, Twitter, Facebook, anything that you pretty much use on a daily basis, you can't use in China. So there are many the Chinese version of this, but it's only sort of circulating within China, so people can't have access to knowledge, the body of knowledge that's built up in the Western world. Well, not easy to get access to this. So many people use VPNs to climb to flip to get to escape the world, to flip. The impact is to crypto. It's first of all, like on a daily basis, if you want to buy crypto, to sell crypto, it is a hassle. Lots of Chinese exchanges like Binance, OKX, Huobi, they have a web address that's specially designed for Chinese customers. So it looks like a phishing like address. So recently my mom asked me how to buy Bitcoin in China. So I had to get into the Binance Telegram group to ask the admin what's the address for Chinese people. And they send me like an address that looks like a phishing address, and I send that to my mom. So for a normal person, if they don't have any friends or family that's already into it, how can they find the Telegram group to get this address? Like the Telegram group itself needs VPN to get into. So if you are living in China, so there's lots of hoop, like lots of roads for Chinese, for newcomers to get through in order to get into the Bitcoin world. So that's on one layer. That's a daily sort of roadblocks for Chinese people want to get into crypto. And the second thing is, I think the main impact on the Chinese community is the body of knowledge that's not able to freely flow. So whereas like if you go on to like crypto Bitcoin Twitter, like there are so many maximalists on there, and there are people like making great tweets, like sharing great information, but Chinese people can't have access to all of this because the Great Chinese Wall. So they are constrained within the China like sort of crypto community, whereas lots of people are shilling DeFi and shilling altcoins, and there are lots of scams. I think that impact is more profound than the daily like roadblocks they have to get through to actually buy and sell something.
Are there currently any Chinese businesses that accept cryptocurrency, or is that kind of prohibited?
Again, that's a very good question. So before this interview, I actually went on CoinMap to check how many Chinese merchants actually accept Bitcoin. It's very, very few. Like the most, the city with the most merchant is Beijing, and there's only 5 merchants there that accept Bitcoin. There's one like tour group, like tour company, one photography studio, and so on. So it's not very widely accepted. I think it's mainly because of the gray nature.
Is it very easy to convert, or it sounds like it's very, very difficult to convert your Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency to yuan? Is that true, or is it possible? Okay.
So on Binance and OKX and Huobi, they all have this Chinese sort of Bitcoin or like crypto markets. It's a peer-to-peer market. It's not like what you normally would see on Binance and on OKX or whatever. So you buy from an individual person, and it's sort of like the local Bitcoin. Yeah, so you buy from an individual and you send money directly to that person rather than send to the exchange.
Is it possible to live on crypto in China? Like if you earn Bitcoin from working online or something, is it possible to live on crypto?
Yeah, I think with Bitrefill's offering, it made living on crypto more possible. So we have on Bitrefill, we offer the Jingdong's card and Suning's card, and this and also now recently we have added Hema Xianshen, which is like a high-end supermarket founded by Alibaba. So it's possible to, on these websites, it can cover all your daily needs, like your food, your electronics, and so on. But it still is, there's a lot that could be done. For example, like if you want to buy a flight or buy a train ticket, currently I'm still not aware that you can pay like petrol for your car. Like, yeah, I don't think that's possible.
Have you ever come across like a Bitcoin ATM in China? Is it possible to find one like in a large city like Beijing or something?
Yeah, I've never seen one myself, and when I looked it up on the internet, there was actually 2 companies that's trying to set up Bitcoin ATMs in China back in like 2016, 17, but it didn't last very long because like selling crypto in China is prohibited. Like I think the nature of having a crypto ATM, Bitcoin ATM, is the same as like an exchange in a way. So because the exchange is banned, so all these companies, they have canceled the Bitcoin ATMs.
What about gift cards? Are they a familiar concept in China? Like, do your average like nationwide Chinese business have a gift card that they offer to customers? Or is it kind of a foreign concept?
Yeah, I think gift card is a very common concept in China because Chinese people, they like to give gifts to like people, especially to people that they owe like a favor to. They give gifts like when someone helped them, when someone or during like big festival like season, like the moon, for example, the Moon Festival, or before the Chinese New Year, and so on. So people give lots of gifts, and gift card is a big part of it. So people are familiar with the concept.
Do people use crypto like for payments between themselves, or do they prefer mobile apps like WeChat and Alipay?
I think the WeChat and Alipay is very, very prevalent in China. So adults that's making payments, like maybe 85% of the payment is made using WeChat or Alipay. Even in the country area, there's like over 70% of the payment are made using these 2 methods. So these 2 methods are very, very popular in China. Whereas for making crypto payment, because of the lack of merchants that's accepting crypto in China, so that's not very popular. And also an average person in China, they don't own any crypto. And even for the people that they buy Bitcoin. Some of them they only buy the. So, for example, some people, they know about Bitcoin, they trade Bitcoin, but they don't trade the physical Bitcoin. They trade the contract, which is not, in my mind, that's not great. So they never hold any physical Bitcoin themselves. So let alone like using it for anything.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you about living on crypto in China that you'd like people to know?
I think we have covered pretty much everything. I just want to say it again that Bitrefill has made living on crypto very possible, and you can get lots of great stuff by using your Bitcoins to buy like Jingdong card and Suning card, and now there's even Starbucks, there's like Hema Xiansheng, like Walmart, and so on. So give it a go. And
Awesome. Tracy, thank you very much for answering my questions. You had some real great answers. I appreciate it.
thank you. And thanks for interviewing me.